All right, now let's try. Are you guys able to hear me? I forgot to press go live on there. I pulled a Sunfish King talking to you guys about being live. See if I can edit something. Can you guys hear me all right? I'm not entirely sure if my microphone's working. Let's go to. Oh, sweet. Thanks, Ted. How's it going, Carl? Welcome in, welcome in. All right. So just a quick rundown on what I have going on for you guys today. I'm going to stall for about an hour. I have a buddy, Vault's Fly Cook, who's going to be coming in. We're going to talk some fly fishing, tie some flies up for you guys, just chat, let you guys get to know him. He's a pretty cool dude. I met him actually at work, but the odd thing is we're both from Colorado, never knew each other out there, and then we met here. And man, when he talked, I was like, man, you don't sound like everybody else. You sound funny like I do. Where are you from? And he's like, oh, I'm from Colorado. I was like, no way. I'm also from Colorado. So he's a pretty cool guy. From what he was telling me today, he's actually doing some fishing right now and should be home pretty soon. But I'm going to probably wait to tie some things up when he gets here if he's still down for doing such a thing. But other than that, I don't know. It should be a really fun one. I'm excited. Very, very excited. Let's see here. I think, yeah. So I'm writing down everybody I owe some stickers to. What's up, Josh? Writing down everybody I owe some stickers to. And Carl, I actually see you're on there. But I don't think you emailed me your address yet. So if you need my email, just let me know, and we can get that sent out for you. I think I also owe you a fly if you're interested in that as well. Josh, how was work, man? And Ted, how's the shoulder? Let's see. It's prime time live. Oh, what's up, Kevin? How's it going, man? We're doing some talking flies today. And Josh, of course, it was long. That's because I left. I know you guys can't survive without me over there, especially you. I have to be worried about you, Josh. You do that now. Email you. Do you have my email, Carl? I can send it to you if you need it. It's okay going back to work on Wednesday. Did you get to go fishing today, or you wait until tomorrow? I hear the lad squatch coming upstairs. All right. Now, while we wait, I think I'm going to go ahead and start tying some flies. Josh, I know you fly fish. I don't know if anybody else that's in right now fly fishes. I don't know if that's something any of you guys have wanted. I think the Sunfish King had voiced how he wants to try it at some point, or has tried it. I don't remember, but it's something I started doing late in my life and absolutely fell in love with it. I haven't even been fly fishing that long and tying even less. So, Cody, what's going on, man? What is going on? Cody, I have a fly ready for you as well. I'm sending all that stuff out this weekend. Oh. Family's getting in trouble. The dog barking, kids running around. It's never a dull moment in this house. Well, yeah, Ted, I definitely know how that is. Luckily, my son's at the he's at the age. I'm pretty sure he's gonna want to get into tying some flies because he's always watching and asking, "What is this? What is that?" So it's probably something I'll show him. I can't wait. Me neither, man. I was thinking about tying a Raiders one for you, but I just couldn't find it in me. You're a fan of a team I'm not such a fan of. Big Tiny. Big Tiny in? I didn't even see. Oh, there he is. How's it going, Big Tiny? Now, if you guys see me looking off to the side, I have my vise kind of set in a weird location, so I'm not going to be able to show you guys while I'm tying, but I'll show you guys a finished product. And I don't know if you guys saw the description, but the flies that we're tying today are going to be given to you guys as a giveaway. How's it going, Squirrel Magnet? Squirrels Magnet? You're not a squirrel magnet. Hopefully not. That's kind of a weird hobby if you are. But I guess I'm not one to judge. Fishing downtown Denver. Now he's I'd never actually met him. I know he went fishing with Rocco shortly after I left, so didn't have the luxury of being able to fish with that guy. But he seems pretty cool. His videos are pretty slick also. So let's see here. Trying to multitask at the same time. Now, if any of you guys do know some fly patterns, if you make any recommendations, I'll see if I can do it. I don't have a whole lot of materials, but definitely be a ton of fun to do that. Chris, if you get free any week from the 2nd of August on, would be a good time for Del. Yeah, no, definitely. And I'm still trying to figure out the weather here because last year when I moved here, everybody was telling me that the weather was pretty unique for that time of year. So I don't know. I'm assuming it gets a little cooler because it's been incredibly hot lately. Broke 70 last night. 70 pounds. I'm assuming that's what that means. Broke 70 last night. Oh wait, are you talking 20 subs? When are you gonna try a micro changer? You mean like a game changer but small? I think that's what you're talking about. And yes, Cody, I agree. When I come down, we're definitely gonna have to do some fishing. Because you and I, we fish very similar. We fish different rigs, but they're pretty similar. A micro game changer. I don't know, man. Let's get together and I think that'd be a fun one to tie. I've never tied a game changer. That's not exactly my style, but I think it'd be fun. Sons, I definitely I think I know what you mean. 70 subs, we'll get you up there, man. Uh, I know when I started, not that I've been doing it all that long, but it's a slow climb for me, anyways. It's exciting though. It's slowly but surely increasing those numbers, reaching out to more people, getting to know more people. It's been awesome. Been awesome. Awesome. I'll check that in just a second, Carl, and I'll get yours sent out this weekend too. Too many cars, turkeys, and deer on the road. Yeah, the deer I was used to, turkeys. I've never seen a wild turkey until I moved here. And when I saw them, I was like, "What the heck is that thing?" And now I see them almost every day. Um, they're kind of cool. Kind of cool. I wasn't expecting wild turkeys to be that large. I thought they were just big because of Thanksgiving. But when you see them in the wild, they're pretty big. I wouldn't want to get in a tussle with one. That's for sure. Would not want to get in a tussle with one. Let's see. Gonna tie a streamer, one of my favorite styles too. So it'll be cool. My wife actually picked out these colors, and I told her I'm gonna call it the Joker. You guys will know why once I'm done tying it up. I'm hoping I have enough of the colors I'm looking for to do it. Da-da-dum. There's always night bass fishing at Malone. That's true. And actually, night fishing, I don't do it often, but it's one of my favorite times to go fishing, especially if you're at least what we called it back home was mousing. When you're mousing for browns or bass, gosh, the night bite, it's kind of hard to beat. Seen some wild turkeys in the mountains. Which mountains? I don't recall seeing them at the mountains I'm used to, but it's I know every state's a little bit different. Black lights, I could see black lights. They're super popular at work. I'd say probably 1 to 2 dozen people ask every single day if we have submersible lights for night fishing, and I just don't think a lot of people realize how common those are. Because as soon as you tell them, "Oh yeah, we're sold out," they act like, "What? How can you be sold out?" It's like, well, we've only been open 30 minutes, and you're the fourth one to ask today. That's why we're sold out. Josh knows exactly what I mean. I think I told somebody that specifically today too. All right. Anywho. So yeah, later on, actually here, probably about 45-ish minutes, Jesse's gonna hop up, and he definitely makes me look like a rookie from the flies he's tying. That dude is dedicated. He's very, very talented. There's my child running around without clothes on. At least he's got underwear on. Riku, want to say hi to everybody? I'm talking. See, there's 6 people in here. Yeah, why don't you go put some shorts on? Because that's really weird. You're on the camera. Everybody's seeing you in your underwear. Okay. Well, just keep a blanket over you or something. Nobody wants to see your underwear, son. They're cool, but nobody wants to see them. I get it. It's hot. It's hot. I totally get it. But Pennsylvania. I've been out to Pennsylvania once, a long time ago. From what I remember, it's very green and very beautiful. But I don't remember seeing turkeys. But we could have been in the wrong spot of Pennsylvania for turkeys. I don't know. Could have been in the very, very wrong spot. I'd like to go out there again someday, though. I know the fishing out there can be quite exciting. Quite exciting indeed. Shoot. Actually, I'll let you guys help me out with this fly here. I'm going to be using some furs for a good portion of this. Show you guys what I have. How's it going, OGP Outdoors? Welcome to the chat. So it looks kind of black on the cam, but that's a purple, a pretty normal purple, if you will. Nothing crazy. And then I have this craft fur, which almost looks like an olive with black tips on there. And we have chartreuse. Wow, that looks very yellow. That's chartreuse. And then we have just like a light brown. That's probably the one that looks closest to what it actually looks like on the camera. We have a hot pink or normal pink. I don't know my pinks. I know that it's pink. That's how many people are watching right now. We have a red, pretty normal red. And then, let's see. We've got a dark brown. And we have a true olive right there. And then we have another one of those that's like a
hair.
Well, it's hair, yeah. It's like a nasty green with black tips, just like that other one. But that's all the craft fur I have. I guess everybody pick 2 colors, or just somebody pick 2 colors. Or one person pick one color, one person pick another. We'll get fun with this streamer here.
I say hi though.
Yeah, just say hi. You can wave. I don't know if you guys could hear him. The boy says hi. The dog. Let's see, camera. There's one dog. There's the other dog.
And here's Mama being in there.
Yep, and Mama Bear. We call her Sassy Squatch.
Yeah. I'm not Sassy Squatch.
No, you're Lad Squatch.
I'm not Lad Squatch. I'm not any Squatch.
You're not Squash at all?
No.
That is A-okay. Yeah, the color combination my wife likes is a purple and chartreuse. I think it was a pretty cool combination. There is also another pretty well-known, well, at least for fly fishing, is either a red and white or red and chartreuse. Those colors together look pretty good. Combinations I haven't tried. I haven't done anything with pink. So that'd be pretty sweet. Olive, I've done olive before. It comes out looking pretty good for like a natural color. Trying to look. I do olive and chartreuse. That's kind of cool looking. I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you guys think for colors? We have 10 people in the chat right now. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome. If you guys are just now coming in, we're tying up some flies. Link. Oh, pink and black with silver flash. Well, I don't have pink. I have some pink bucktail, or not pink, black. I have plenty of pink. Black, I have black bucktail, which I can make that work. I can definitely make that work. I also have some black bear fur, which is actually really nice. Red and brown. You know what? Let's do red, brown, and pink. Red, light brown or dark brown? They look very similar together. Oh, okay. Never mind. I decided we're doing dark brown. That looks pretty good. Pretty good. All right. Let's see. Oh, maybe we'll have to do light. All this fur is like, it could work. I prefer having longer fur for this particular streamer. And most of this fur is like pretty short, which I could do on here. Okay, we're gonna do light and dark brown, red and pink. This is gonna be wild. This is gonna be a wild one. All right. Eventually, I'll have a camera set on my fly tying station so you guys can see what I'm doing. But for now, I'll show you guys the results. When Jesse comes on here, I'm pretty sure he's got a nice setup for his vise. I know his vise is much nicer than mine, and he's probably got a camera set up at it. So when he comes up here, you know, if any of you guys are interested in fly tying, he'll be a really good person to ask. He's given me tons of advice on tying these guys up. And what's crazy is I'll just send him a picture and he'll somehow know exactly what I did and did not do, or what I did wrong. Gives me really good advice to try out, and I try it out and it always works out for the better. Actually, we're gonna make this even nicer. We're gonna throw some flash in the back here. Wrong box. Some flash. Let's see, for flash we have, wow, that was blinding. We have the silver, and then in this package, I'll take it out. I don't know how well you guys will be able to see it. Right here. I can do a variety of colors, but there's all sorts of different flash right here. I think maybe a few colors on that would look pretty nice. Let's see. And then I've got an ice flash here too, which is not quite silver. It's like a white, flashy material right here. It's white. There's some purple in there. You guys probably can't see it in the camera, but that's a pretty nice flash as well. Let's see. If we're doing red, brown, and pink, I think that's what we stuck with. Let's do a green and purple flash. I think that'll look pretty nice. Let's tie 3 pieces of green. And what's going on, Crappie Barbecue? I haven't started drawing your logo up yet, man. But when I get some free time, I think it's gonna look pretty slick. All right. Now today, I was supposed to be doing a live with Rocco, but something came up with him, so I was like, man, it's cool. We can always do another time as well. Don't feel pressured at all. So we're going to be planning something hopefully for next week. Get back on there, and because I know he had a pretty cool idea for the next one, which I'm not going to tell you because I don't know if he wants to surprise you guys or anything like that. So I'll let him have the honors of telling you guys what the next one's going to be. Let's see here. Yeah, I think that'll be a nice color combination. I don't know if you guys will be able to see it very well. We have some green, and it looks like blue, but it's purple. Maybe it's blue. It's a black and blue dress, in case you guys are wondering. Don't rush on it. Oh, that's fair. That's fair. I wasn't going to rush anyways, but totally get what you mean. No pressure. Okay. Let's have some nice flash in there. Try Rainbow Trout color streamer. That's not a bad idea. Maybe I'll do that on the next one. The Rainbow Trout streamers are actually some of my favorite ones. They come out looking really good. Well, I guess it depends on who's tying it, but when they're tied well, those are some nice looking streamers. Josh, one of these times I'm gonna have to have you come on here, and we'll see who could tie flies with the craziest material. I know you've seen some of the ones I've done. I've done let's see, I did the rubber or the latex glove. What else have I done? The tubing for a barbecue lighter. I've done that as a body. I didn't keep it because it didn't come out all that well, but I did try. Just let me know when. Shoot, you let me know when, man. You let me know. It's not like we live that far from each other. All right, we're going to throw some feathers in here, too. We're going to get crazy with this one. I'm making a huge mess up here. There's a pink here, too. Let's tie this in there. Gonna tie some of this in there, too. I think that'll look pretty slick. When's the next day you work? Saturday. I work Saturday. Why, are you trying to do it at work? On the Saturday, that's nuts, man. That is nuts. I've tried tying on a Saturday at work before, and it doesn't work out too well. As much as I'd love to. Actually, that's not true. I think I've done it once before, but I was actually tying it for a customer, so I had an excuse. When you get to work, check out the fly on the stand. Did you tie it, or did Rick tie it? Rick's another guy. I'm gonna have a chat with him, do a live with him sometime. He's been fly fishing and tying longer than I've been alive, and he has a radio spot with ESPN Soki Outdoors, where he just talks about fly fishing in Southern Kentucky. That guy knows his stuff, and you want to talk about some wild flies. Rick has tied a fly out of an acrylic nail before. He gave himself a haircut once and tied a fly out of it. So he's he's a creative guy, and I've seen some of the flies he ties, and gotta say I'm very impressed. Very impressed, and he's pretty humble too. You try to compliment his flies, he's like, "Oh, thanks, no big deal." Vault's Fly Cook. So here's the guy I was telling you guys about. He's going to be coming on here in a little while, unless he's ready now. We're going to be chatting with him today about fly tying and fly fishing. Actually, you're coming on perfect timing, Jesse, because I'm tying up a streamer as we speak. I let everybody pick a few colors. We're going to try it out. Just kind of winging it on a streamer. All right. I'm going to store the family. Appreciate it, Cody. Yeah, go spend time with your family. I'm always a family first kind of guy, anywho. Especially because family, they could get mad at you, but that's what family's all about. So I don't want to get you in trouble by hanging out and watching. So go ahead and do that. If you come back in, we're going to be giving away some of these flies. I have a grand prize. I'm not going to mention it yet, but we have something cool coming up as well, just to show my appreciation to you guys. I'm pretty excited. You guys should be too. You should be. Well, I'm not going to tell you what to do. You can be excited if you want. Give me a couple. Sounds good, Jesse. Just let me know whenever you're ready, man. And I'll send you the link so you can come on up. We have a puppy who barks at everything. And then we have a cat who meows at everything, but only at 4:30 in the morning. And No, she doesn't wake me up. I feel very lucky because I sleep through anything but tornadoes. Tornadoes scare the heck out of me, but otherwise, I'll sleep through just about anything. Let's see. Do I want to put some? Nah. Well, we won't do that. All right, let's get some of this light brown in here. Oh, dropping fur. Dropping fur. Maybe while Jesse's up here, he can give me some advice on how to organize my boxes. Something I could definitely use some work on. But I also have this really small desk that I'm really bad about putting everything on without. I get spacey in the mind. Forget to put things up. Awesome. Thanks, Ted, for dropping those channel links. If you guys aren't subscribed to any of these links on there, it's really easy. You just click on the channel name, hop in there, subscribe, tell them that I sent you on over, just so your subscription or your so it sticks. I've had a few people I've subscribed to that I got removed because YouTube's weird. But yeah, definitely go support all these people who are supporting me, support each other. We'll all grow together. It's going to be awesome. I don't want to do this. Sounds good, Cody. He'll be back on here soon. No pressure, man. No pressure. I appreciate you stopping on in anyways. Just realized I'm getting really quiet. That's usually how you know I'm doing something that's a little more difficult for my level or lack of expertise on tying flies. Sometimes the fun in it, though, is just experimenting and learning where you can improve. There's a saying I say it almost daily, I feel, but it's progress over perfection. Will never be perfect. And if that's all you're shooting for, you're never going to get. You're going to get a lot better at things if you just focus on progress. You don't need to be perfect in life. But if you get better every single day, that's what matters. Sorry, I was raised by a hippie, so you guys will hear me say a lot of hippie things. Now, remind me, so I've already got both the browns in there. You guys said red and pink. Is there any other colors you want in there? Should we just stick with red and pink? Maybe red, pink, chartreuse. Oh, I'm actually not a fan of that. But if you guys want that, I'll do that. Red, pink, and purple. That looks pretty good together. I know for sure red and pink, so we'll get those tied in here really quick. Whoa. One of the biggest struggles in tying flies is the mess you make. Every time I'm done, I'm like, golly, I look like I wrestled a Muppet. Just all sorts of covered in fur and feathers. Ah, what's up, Rocco? Thanks for stopping in, man. Yeah, you better get to lifting. You don't want to start looking tiny. Can't have that. I think it's pretty cool how active that guy is. I went over to his house once, and he had this pole sitting in his front yard. I was like, "Hey man, what's that pole for?" He's like, "Oh, I flagpole on that," and I thought he was kidding. Nope, dude, actually it's in his front yard. He just flagpoles on it, takes pictures. I'm like, "Oh, that's pretty slick." Lag high. Am I lagging? Or is that LAFF? I remember you're driving. I'm pretty sure you said you meant LAFF, saying what's up to Rocco. Or I'm lagging. I don't know. I hope I'm not. I'm sure, I don't know if Rocco's listening or reading, but everybody's saying what's up. Or if he's still in here. I'm not sure. He's right, though. We definitely got to go hit the like button. One of these days, I'll have one of those like goals. You know, if we hit this many likes, I'll do something crazy. But not quite yet. I don't know if you guys are ready for a crazy Sasquatch. Josh knows what crazy Sasquatch is like. Poor guy. I know how that is. That autocorrect. My phone, I have a nice little crack on the bottom, so when my keyboard's up, I have to definitely check what. I know what I typed, but what my phone thinks I typed is totally different. So I have to proofread everything I text just to make sure I'm not like insulting anybody or I don't know. I just have to be very mindful. Josh, you know, these colors here, you had mentioned tying a rainbow trout. This is kind of reminding me of that. How's it going, Solo? Texan Adventures. How's it going, man? Welcome in. I have a You Want to Fly and a sticker. I'm gonna get those sent out to you here pretty soon as well. My favorite pic of me and the kids at the end of my trailer. It is. It's It cracks me up because you're sitting there all sideways and smiling. I know if that was me, I'd be concerned. If I hit the ground, we're gonna alter time and space. I'm a big dude. Me hitting the ground, there'll be earthquakes on the opposite side of the world. What? Oh. Sorry I didn't go live. It's all good, Rocco. You just take care of your family situation, man. I'm not upset at all. That just means we'll have more time to plan for when you and I are going up. This was kind of a spur of the moment type thing, so we're kind of winging it today. I'm having fun. I'm having fun, but yeah, don't be sorry, man. Life happens. Life happens. How's it going, Brent? Yo, 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 yo. Everybody that's just now hopping in, we are tying flies live that we will be giving away at some point in this video. So if you guys like some flies, definitely pick the right chat to hop into. I'm also going to have my buddy Jesse, who is Vault's fly cook. He's going to be hopping in here as well. Him and I are just going to talk some fly fishing and do some fly tying. Dude is way better at tying flies than I am. He sends me pictures. I'm like, man, don't know how he does it, but dude's got talent. Dude has some talent. So you guys will see. I'm pretty sure he plans on tying some flies anyways. If he's not, I'll peer pressure him. I'm sure he will be, though. Why do I only see you? Because I'm the only one up here right now. That's why. I don't have a guest at the moment. He's going to be hopping on here in a little bit. And Vaults, he's not on yet. I think he's getting his bench tied. He's getting his bench together so he can tie. He went fishing, so I'm going to ask him how it went. And if he didn't catch anything, I think we should all give him a hard time. Just kidding. Just kidding. Vault's fly cook has definitely seen me struggle on the water before. We last time we went fishing, I told him like, "Hey man, you know, I'm gonna try to break tradition here and not lose a donkey, because every time I've gone fishing with him, I've hooked into a donkey. I set the hook, I'm reeling it in, and then just out of nowhere, spits the hook, spits the fly, and I'm like, dang it. You know, I always lose the big one. And then he goes and catches, and he'll catch the first one, and something he always says is, oh, the first one's always bad luck. But then he catches a second one and then a third one. I'm like, man, if that's bad luck, I need some of that. I need some of that bad luck. Send it my way. You hate those guys. Oh, you're talking about us tying? Nah, man, nah. Sometimes the not so pretty ones are the ones that get a whole lot of action from the fish. You're just now tuning in, but I was telling everybody there's this guy I work with. His name's Rick. He tied a fly out of acrylic nail, and he said it looks pretty darn good in the water. And you can imagine acrylic nail hardly looks good on fingers. I can only imagine how it looks in the water for a fish. You're right, Brent. He is bad luck. Kind of starting to sound that way. Your technique is key. Yeah, that's true, Rocco. Technique is key. Sometimes it's just being in the right place at the right time. But, you know, there's some, well, not some, the majority of it is definitely technique. That's the difference between people hitting it on the bank and people missing it and getting frustrated. But to me, that's why they call it fishing, not catching. I'm not out there to, I mean, I'm out there to catch fish, obviously, but I don't get upset if I don't. I understand that's just the way it works sometimes. So I kind of goofed. I remember you guys said pink and red. I definitely have pink and red in there, but I'm tying this head on there, and I didn't grab the pink. I grabbed the chartreuse. So it's going to be pink, red, and chartreuse. You want to say hi to Rocco? Rocco, my boy wants to say hi. Scoot on in. Say hi.
Hi.
I don't know if they can hear you or not, but just give him a wave. There he is, the lad squatch.
I'm not last spot.
He's not lad squatch. Not if he's listening. When he's not around, though, he's always lad squatch.
I'm not last squatch.
I know. Well, you got something on your face. Oh, it almost looks like your first facial hair. The only thing I caught fly fishing was a big sucker. I've caught white sucker fly fishing before, and I was frustrated because I was the only one fly fishing. I was fishing for trout, and everybody else was catching trout, and I'm sitting here catching white suckers. So I took my fly rod out, Like, there's no way I'm going to catch a white sucker on the fly rod. Cast this thing out, and I got a set, or I got a bite, and so I set the hook, and I'm reeling it in. I'm like, uh-oh. Pulled it in, and it was a white sucker. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Yes, maybe later. He's going to go lift some weights. Land a big fish on a fly rod 7X tippet. There's technique for sure. Yeah, I don't fish 7X tippet. I definitely don't. Oh, Vault, you ready, man? Let me go ahead and drop the link there for you. Copy. All right, Jesse, you're going to see a link pop up in the chat. Go ahead and click on that. It's going to have you set up everything that you're going to need to hop in on StreamYard. And we're going to see last time when I was doing this with Rocco, I'm not very tech savvy. So he's sitting there talking. Everybody could hear him. Everybody could hear me, but we could not hear each other. Or I just couldn't hear him. I don't know. We eventually got it figured out, but yeah, there's always a little bit of learning. So we'll experiment once you hop in here. Jesse, this is going to be one of the nastiest flies I've tied, I think. So, it's a lot of material on this head here. Haha, lad squatch. He's okay with me calling him that. It's just not calling him that to other people. And he's like, that's not my name. He starts kindergarten here soon, so maybe I should stop calling him Lad Squatch. Otherwise, he's going to start telling the teacher. I don't know who Rocco is. Or I don't know Rocco. Riku is. My name's Lad Squatch. So maybe I should stop calling him that. He'll start getting confused. Jesse, did you click on that link, man? No rush. I just want to make sure if you have any questions, I can try to help you out. Oh, this fly. You guys did a good job picking these out. Jesse, I see you left a thumbs up. Does that mean you're getting it all set up, or? Because I don't see you down there anywhere. Sorry, guys, it's my silent concentration again. Aha. Now, Jesse, whenever you're ready, I can see you, man. You're not up on there yet. Okay. Are you ready? Yeah? What's up, dude?
What's up, man? How's it going?
Aha. I can hear you just fine now.
Good, good.
So, everybody, this is Vault's Fly Cook. He's a pretty cool dude. I think you just started your YouTube, right?
Yeah, man. Actually, I just started my YouTube to pretty much support you and hop on here pretty much, man.
Well, shoot, I appreciate that, my guy.
Oh, I've got you.
Yeah, but we're definitely you got to start making some videos on your flies, man. You got some talent. I know you probably know that, but you got some talent in your flies there.
I try, man. You got to put
Yeah,
some, you know.
yeah. I'm still here trying to learn, but it's a ton of fun.
Well, the more time you put in, of course, I'm sure you know, the more you get out of it, right?
Yeah, for sure. Do you have your bench with you?
Dude, I'm sitting at my bench actually.
Let's see it. Give the people a look-see.
All right, let's see what we've got here.
Golly.
And this is how I've got my phone rigged up, man. Check it out.
On a John Deere.
I am saying, right?
Man,
Got to keep it classy.
I was using a Yoda thing there for a while, but he's hugging a bear, so I can't use him for my phone anymore.
Okay, fair enough.
Gone on Fishing River Warrior. Welcome in, welcome in. Well, Jesse,
Yeah.
why don't you tell me a little bit about your experience fly fishing?
Oh man, it's crazy. Actually, it starts with a little bit of interest, you know, being back home.
Yeah,
You see fly fishing everywhere, right? That's what they
yeah,
do.
for sure. If you guys don't know, I said it earlier in the chat or in the video. Jesse's also from Colorado, but we never knew each other out there. So just kind of a small world that we both happened to move to the same place.
Yeah,
And
and
yes, Brant, that was a bass. That was a bass back there.
yeah, man. You want to check it out again?
Yeah. Whip it on around. Shoot dang. Look at that thing. Look at that.
There he is, man. He was just shy of 8 pounds, 23.5 inches. It was a good one.
Oh, I'm dropping glue on my desk.
Oh man,
Nothing. I didn't say that.
is it UV?
No, it's not UV. It'll wipe right off. Although it's the, I'll show you what I'm using. It's the Zap-A-Gap.
Dap a gap.
Yeah, so I'm going to have to get that off of there pretty darn quick because it dries quick.
Yeah, you got to be quick with that stuff.
I'll use my tongue. I'll lick it up.
No, that stuff is stinky.
Yeah, it is. You can always, every time I use it, you can tell. Even when I put the flies away for a while, when I take it back out, it's quite raunchy.
Yeah, if you put them in a box, right? I have a tendency. I've got a bunch of your guys' little White River cups, like these
The
things.
souffle cups?
Yeah, so like
Yeah.
tie a bunch of flies, and they literally just sit in this cup for probably 6 months. Till I'm like, all right, let's see what's in the cup.
Well, I'm tying off my first fly.
Oh, there you go.
I don't know if you were there when people were deciding on colors.
Yeah,
Were you? Or did you hear that? See it?
it was not, man.
Okay. So I told everybody the craft fur colors I had.
Yeah.
They decided on red and pink
Yeah.
and brown.
All
So
right.
I took a light brown, a dark brown, red, and pink.
Okay.
And this is the product. I threw some chartreuse in there, mostly on accident, but I'm going to pretend it was on purpose.
Let's see what you've got.
Well, I had to do the good old whip finish on there.
You have the tool?
Huh?
You have the tool?
I do. I actually did do it by hand, and I think I'm just going to start doing it by hand moving forward.
That's what everybody says, but I'm so.
There she is.
Hey, there you go. That's
You can't really see that what it looks like white. That's pink.
Yeah.
It's the same pink you gave me.
See,
So
man.
it's actually very pink.
Yeah. Yeah, you can see. It looks all right.
Yeah, not too bad.
Not.
That's going in a box, and that's going to be one of the giveaway flies. So.
What size hook did you tie that thing on?
I don't know. I just grabbed a hook.
Yep, I feel you, man.
Yeah. You know what? It was a size 4 streamer hook.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Do you have any of those musky flies with you?
Yeah, in my backpack across the room.
Oh, well, don't worry about grabbing it yet. But
I will at some point.
yeah.
So, what do you got going on, Chris? What are you doing here today?
Well, just finished tying one fly, a streamer. Kind of looking for recommendations on what sort of flies people want.
Okay.
Because I'm not keeping any of these. These are going to be all prizes. So even if you guys don't fly fish, there's some pretty cool show flies out there, and a lot of the flies out there are fun to look at, even if you don't fly fish. So kind of taking suggestions at the moment, drying off my finger because I wiped up the glue, and I hate that feeling.
Yeah, so a question, I mean, if you guys are going to be getting involved here is like what kind of fishing do you guys do? Because not necessarily every fly that is tied needs to be tied on, you know, a very small hook and be extremely weightless. You can still add some weight to it, add a bullet weight above your fly that you use. So if you guys want to put in the comments what kind of fish that you guys are fishing for, or fish that you would maybe like try to fish for on a fly rod, if you ever have the opportunity to fly fish, maybe what would be something that you target, just something like that, so that we could have a better idea of maybe tying up something that you guys would maybe be able to try to throw or twice, you know.
Yeah, well, that and a lot of people don't realize you don't need a fly rod to throw a fly.
You're right.
You could definitely do it on spinning gear, and it's a lot of fun on spinning gear. It's a lot more fun when you have like a Pistol Pete or a Joe's fly, something with a prop on it. But you can throw any fly on a spinning gear, you know, as long as you set it up right, and they still produce pretty well.
Yeah, especially if you know, right, like you said, you set it up.
Wet fly for panfish, maybe crappie.
Crappie. Hey, I could do some crappie.
Yeah, here I'm gonna do some talking since you just joined. I think so. Something I've used fly fishing successfully for crappie
Okay.
is going to be like a shad minnow,
Okay.
like a 3-inch
Yeah.
maximum because they're crappie. But I'll let you have fun with it.
You know what I've noticed with crappie, man? I don't know how much you fish with crappie on the fly, but if you could find the crappie in the water, you pretty much can put whatever you want in front of them. And
That's true.
yeah, crappie are just a fish. You find one, you find them all, you know?
Yeah. Well, and the nice thing with it too is a lot of the soft plastics you're using for crappie could be very finicky.
Right.
With fly fishing, our stuff is so small. When we're casting it out there, it's normally not making a very big splash. So it's a hot dog dropping right in front of their face, and they go for it.
Right. Food, you know?
But when you're actively targeting them, because every crappie I've caught's been on accident on the fly rod, if I'm being honest. I've never done it on purpose. But I mean, you're right. You get it in the right spots, and you're slow enough with it. You know, there's all sorts of different things you can tie up.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I have a buddy. Well, I do work with him. So he's an associate.
You can have work buddies.
Yeah, but he is whatever.
Yeah.
Just a guy that talks about crappie fishing.
Okay.
But
Well, that's pretty normal in our neck of the woods.
I'm saying.
Everybody's doing that.
Yeah, so he gave me a spot up at Shannon. Heard about there yet? And I went up there. I tied a couple flies because I had gone crappie fishing before, and I've got some conventional tackle crappie fish, right? So I just tied up some like gnarly bugs, you know, like real thick with some catfish Chanel. Put some weighted eyes on there because it was a hot day. They were a little low in the water. And dude, I don't know. We were out there for maybe an hour. It was pretty hot, but I caught 7 crappie.
Nice.
you got the kids with you, you know, so you're not fishing the whole time, but you made it work.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was a good time.
sounds like it, man. Look at that spooling station you have over there.
I'm saying, dude,
Man,
found it at Walmart. I've actually been looking at Walmart for one for probably about 6 months now.
wow. You should see my setup. Next to me, I have a rabbit,
Okay.
and then I've got a cup of beverage. That's my
Okay.
fly tying station.
There you go. Hey, that's what's
Yeah.
up, dude.
My vise, which is very easy to remove from my desk. You guys don't need anything crazy expensive to start out. If you guys are watching this and you want to try tying, this thing, it didn't cost me anything because I know some pretty cool people. But this particular vise is $20. They can get pretty expensive, but if it's something you want to get into, just to try it out and see if you like it, it doesn't have to be expensive. Fly fishing doesn't have to be expensive either. It can be, but I always recommend, go as cheap as you can first to see if it's something you're going to enjoy. After
Yeah,
that, then you take care of yourself.
you are totally right, man. Yeah, the first vise that I bought is the exact same one that you're tying on, and
Yeah,
I've tied maybe 15, 20 flies. I don't know, however many flies you could tie starter kit that you guys have got, and I knew it was for me. I it was kind of quick for me to pick up. I understood what I needed to do. I had been fly fishing for 5 years before I started tying, and I kind of was in the water for the most. I knew what needed to happen. I know where my flies needed to be in the water, and whenever you realize the waters that you fish, you start to understand how fast your current is usually. Or if you're fishing tail waters, you can get an update from out here. It's the Army Corps of Engineers, I believe, is who releases the schedule. You can gauge and know how heavy your flies need to be for that, where you need to fish. And once you understand those kind of things in your fishing, then when you tie, make it foolproof.
922 Crappie Barbecue said his vice is homemade.
Hey,
That's something I would love to see. I've seen a lot of them, and again, they don't have to be crazy expensive.
no,
The homemade ones are the ones that there's a lot of character in those things, and sometimes they're going to outlive some of the expensive vices.
absolutely.
So I would not be ashamed about your homemade vice.
No, man, people start tying on some vice grip pliers. You just got to
Yeah,
sense in going out and dropping $100, $50, $75 on a decent okay vice that you tie one fly and realize that it's just really not for me, because
yeah.
it's frustrating. It can be frustrating if you don't approach it the right way.
Yeah, especially like you tie your first fly and it goes one of two ways. It's either ugly and you're really proud of it, or it's ugly and you hate it.
Yep.
Either way, it's ugly. You're gonna think it's great.
Because you know nothing.
Exactly. So if you're proud of it, be proud of it. But if it's ugly, don't get discouraged because you did tie a fly. That's something a lot of people have never done.
Right.
It's addicting though. It's very addicting.
Dude, it was crazy because I started tying flies. I had posted a picture on Facebook. I was excited. It's a fun thing, right? And it's something that you can have success with. It makes you. And my grandmother had commented on there and was talking about how she used to tie flies for my great grandpa whenever she was a kid. And his favorite fly was a gray, I don't remember what it was, gray soft hackle or something crazy. This is a long time ago, right? But it was cool
Yeah.
to see, like, this has been in my family before, right? Because now my family members shoot. There's very few of them that fish. And if they do fish, they definitely are not fly fishing.
Yeah.
So it's cool to see.
I know how that is.
You go back, right?
Yeah. Hey, I just want to show you this real quick.
See what you got.
So look at the top down on this fly. It's got a nice profile there.
So how did you tie all of those segments into there?
So I have multiple backwards tied sections. I started off with the bucktail on the very back.
Okay.
So the very back, you can see the bucktails in there.
Yep.
I put green and purple flash.
Okay.
And then I put some rooster saddle hackle or rooster saddle in there.
Okay.
You can't really see it, but there it is. And that
Yeah.
goes along the entire body. After that, there's both the browns are in there as well. So there's both browns.
Okay.
I tied those on the same way with the hook.
All right.
And then I did a top section of red and
All
a
right.
bottom section of pink tied onto the hook the normal way, so facing the back of the hook. And then when I came forward, I did red, chartreuse, backwards, so it was sticking this way.
Yep. The bulkhead, right? Bulkhead.
Yep. Tied it on, and I slid the straw over the top to push all the material back. I tied that on, and then I tied pink on the top and pink on the bottom, and did the same thing with the straw to push it all back. So I don't know. I think it came out pretty well. There's a lot of material on here, but after you told me that I don't need a whole lot of twists to keep all that material down,
Right.
I found myself I had it nice and tied on there really tight. I'm like, I could either end it there or I could just make the head a little thicker. I kind of wanted it to be bulbous, but then when I started doing that, I'm like, no, you know what? I'm going to keep it thin. So, but I do see what you mean. You don't need a whole lot of material on there to keep that material tied on. Like
Right.
that's just all that is the hard head.
Yeah.
And the material itself, it was only a 3 twist, hand whip finish.
Right.
So
Right.
it worked out really well. Really, really well.
Yeah, for sure, man. Another thing, like with tying these big musky flies, it's something that you really have to consider because you've got a really long base to work off of, and you want it to have a really big silhouette. But with having a big silhouette,
Thanks for stopping in, Big Tiny. We'll talk to you later, man.
people just tend to start stacking and stacking and stacking material, like we'll take my very first musky fly for advantage. You look at this thing.
You never showed me that.
Dude, this thing is wicked, but I would
That
never.
thing looks like it fell from the sky, like out of a tree.
I'm saying, and look, dude, hooks, and I backed them together. I tied them and I epoxied them, right?
Yeah.
And I just took some saddle hackle, and then I took some of that SF fiber and bucktail to stiffen out the tail so those feathers didn't go anywhere. And then, dude, some more bucktail, some flash, more bucktail. Looks like we maybe got some some big. It was wild, man. I was just in this wicked thing to make this just giant silhouette. Whatever I had seen flies, right? You just got a bunch of stuff on there, and now you look at it, and I'm like, dude, I could legitimately tie 3 flies out of this, and they would be successful.
Yeah. Well, I noticed a big problem with that one is if you're trying to set the hook on the fish, where the heck is the hook?
Dude, it's wild, right?
Yeah.
I had seen.
I mean, it looks cool. It looks really cool. I'm not going to fish it.
That's why I had a log in front of my bass on my desk, all the other box.
Hey, Riku, can you hand me my tea since you're over there? Oh, yeah. Got me some tea.
Chris, now, are you?
Huh?
Said you're not drinking coffee on me now, are you?
No, I'm drinking some Milo's tea.
Ah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we saved the coffee for the yaks, man.
Man. For the drift boat or wherever.
For the drift boat.
Waiting, whatever.
No, I had a bit of coffee beforehand.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm sure you can see I've got the iPad here. That's how I'm watching it. my phone's got to be turned around funky because the front camera's, things you got to deal with. But so like you're a little laggy here where I'm watching you, but I can hear you up to date. So I'm trying to respond to you, but I'm watching you about 10 seconds later.
Yeah. No, it's
Yeah.
the same thing on this end too. If I had my phone out and
Yeah.
I was also watching it, I'd have that same delay.
Yeah, for
Like
sure.
you and I, we're on an interface through something else, which allows us to do this live. So we're hearing each other up to date,
Yeah.
but it posts on there as a delay. So
Yeah.
it's kind of weird to get used to at first because I'm also watching me on your end. And like doing this, it's almost like our fingers are going opposite. Yeah.
Hey.
It's wicked, man.
That is funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm tying up a crappie fly, man. That's what I'm doing. This is what we've got. I don't have the comments pulled up here. I can check them out and see if anybody else has thrown some stuff on there. But you've been pretty good on post and people updating.
Yeah, no, I haven't seen. What was that? Wait, what was the weight?
Mess. My advice is homemade. Hey, man, your station's a mess. It is what it is, because like everybody. I barely threw everything in a corner. You know what I'm saying? I've just got like what is going on here, right? It's crazy. But whenever you need something like that, guess what, dude?
It's right there.
Shoot, you've got some tailing fibers. You could throw that thrown in the trash. But no.
Hey, Megan.
Hey, Megan. Funny. Yeah, so for a crappie fly, throw on a fly rod, I mean, I would just say live weight is probably going to be the average rod that anybody's going to own, whether it be float or a sink tip or just a poly leader, whatever you're going to go on. That's pretty much going to be the medium variety for what everybody's going to be fishing with. So what I'm tying on here is a size 6, and this is a 3 long. The reason why I'm going to do that is it's going to be like a bugger, every other crappie like rubber bait that I had seen had always been just like little tiny bait fish that comes off with a little flip tail, maybe 2 flip tails, something like you would use for trout ice fishing or something like that.
Yeah.
So I'm just
talking like the swim babies.
Yeah, something like that. Right? You know what I'm talking about.
I do.
So that's what I've pretty much imitated whenever I tie for crappie. So that's what I'm doing here. Just tie a little crappie bugger, pretty much.
Gotta find drinks. Sorry, cat. She wanted to hop up here and say hello, I suppose. Be nice. Y'all be nice.
Yeah, my death.
Huh? Oh, are you tying in some? Is that marabou?
Yeah, dude, I got some marabou, and I just take 1 plume for tailing fiber, and I'll take like, I don't know. I'd say I've got maybe 2/5 of this marabou left on here. I know that's a crazy measurement, but that's what I've got here. You want the tips to stay on, and you're gonna tie it down like this. And whenever I don't know how well you can see my hook here, what I've got going on. But what I do, man, is I just run. I already twisted lead around, so I've already got some weight on it, just a little bit. Because crappie.
How many twists? You do like 3 or 4
of lead?
Yeah.
Dude, I'm a wild boy. I straight start it like at the back of the fly. Like, check this.
Oh, but you're using smaller lead. Is that 0.02?
I don't know, man. I'm not going to tell you that I know what I'm even using here. It is 0.02.
Yeah.
I use
0.02 and 0.03. For those of you that don't know fly fishing, there's a couple different ways you can add weight onto a fly. There's your lead wraps. Obviously, the thicker the lead, the more weight it's going to be. So I like to count the twists on there. That way, when I tie a fly and I liked it, but it didn't sink well enough, I could just increase the number of wraps, and that's going to effectively add more weight. You can also add bead heads on there. There's all sorts of different ways you can add weight onto a fly. So that's what that lead's there for. And plus, it adds a nice thick body if that's the appearance you're going for as well.
You know, and sometimes you don't even have to tie weight onto your flies, which in my opinion, you can get the best action out of your flies by having them be weight.
Yeah.
You were fishing like that last weekend. You had a sink leader on there, and you were doing it tight line nymphing. Something I
Yeah,
had
that's
never
true. And it worked out pretty well too. It's been a long while since I've done tight line nymphing. So
after I left, dude.
Huh?
What happened after I left? Do you get fish? Or?
Oh man, like 15 people showed up.
Oh, good, good. I was hoping that you were gonna say you caught 0 fish and it rained on you, and you.
Well, I did catch 0 more fish after you left. It
Okay,
didn't rain on me,
no
but
pneumonia, nothing going on.
it literally by the time I took my waders off, the parking lot was full. And as I'm driving past the bridge, there's 5 people on one side of the bridge, there's 5 people on the other, and then on the other side, there's like 2 groups fishing that hole we were at.
Really?
So it got packed. It got packed.
Well, hey, it looks like I got a.
Is that a hole? Did you get that cape at my work?
No, I got this one at your work.
I was gonna say that's a nice cape.
Yeah, no. Unfortunately, Quebec is.
Yeah.
Got it. Like this is bizarre, Rick.
Huh?
Do something about this.
What's that?
Getting more material, man.
Oh yeah.
I mean, everybody's driving. That's just what it is. That's just what it's got to be, right?
That's true. People do come a long way for some fly tying material that we don't have.
Fuel right now. Shoot.
Yeah.
And I'm the guy that can't really trust somebody to pick my fly stuff for me, That's
Yeah.
when you pack the feathers that they're all like pinched in the zipper of the Ziploc.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're all crimped and stuff. It's just awesome. Awesome.
Not gonna lie, I have a couple bags that's like that.
Yeah, but if you did it, it's okay.
Yeah,
But-
Kevin, I don't know if you still have my number, man. If you do, shoot me a text. We'll figure out some time to get out to Del Hollow.
Ooh, Dale Hollow.
Yeah, man, you down?
Is this a conventional trip?
It's on a boat, so
I just know Dale Hollow is one deep mug.
it is one deep, clear, pretty lady. Yeah, shoot me a text, Kevin. We'll figure something out.
Yeah. What material to use on this thing, man?
Huh? I'm observing what else you have there.
Yeah, you were saying something about organization on your tiny little desk.
Yeah.
Bored, dude. A guy at my work was telling me about these. He got like Hobby Lobby for like $6 or something.
Oh, that's a bead case, huh?
I'm not sure what it is. It's just a little tiny tackle box. It might be a I don't know what it is, But I've got pretty much everything as far as like all things, you know what I'm saying? I've got them in these little tiny tackle boxes like this, like all my hooks, my beads. I've got some mallard flank, some guinea plumage. I've got hair like deer hair, elk hair, black bear hair, moose hair. All of my rubber, like my eyeballs, my rubber legs, a scud back, anything
Nice.
rubber. And then I've got all of my nymph hooks. So I've got like streamer hooks and nymph hooks separated. And
That's smart.
Them like individual. Yeah.
So I have my hooks in this cool little lunchbox. It works out pretty well.
Hey, that's what's up.
Because I mean, all the packages of hooks are individually packaged, but they're all in one container.
Okay.
And then I have this box of feathers, all sorts of different feathers. Again, they're packaged separate,
Okay.
which you can see in there, but they're in a box in one category.
Yeah.
I have a box of furs, just like that.
Dude, you've got a
And I have a box that has my thread, my lead, my bobbins, bodkins, my tools essentially are in this guy.
okay.
And then my fun stuff is in a shoebox.
The fun stuff.
Yeah, like this. It's tinsel.
Nice.
And I have this, a package of gloves, because I've been tying flies out of latex gloves.
With little grubs, huh?
Yeah, that grub was tied out of these guys. $1 for this pack. And I haven't even used the whole glove yet.
You have well, not, dude. It'll take you 100 flies to use one glove.
Yeah. Like here's I've tied with this one glove here. So you can see I still have that much glove, and I've already tied I think 6 flies out of this one glove.
Yeah.
So
And
I mean,
He's
material goes a long way.
Did you cut like perfect portions, or did you end up wasting a bunch?
I lucked out. Every single one of them's been cut well, but I've also I've been setting it down on a counter, stretching it out, and then just using a box cutter so it comes out as one clean cut.
Fair enough.
Trying to catch one before dark, Ted. Is your how's your shoulder holding up with the fishing? I know you said that was a concern. Where's my tea? Oh, there it is.
The gallon like that?
Yeah, I mean, it's good, man. It's good.
Ever.
I don't know if we had Milos in Colorado.
Yeah,
If we did, I never found it.
he did.
Well,
It was cool to come out here and see how big Milo's was, because back home it was pretty scarce.
yeah. Well, I mean, it's because you buy Arizona everywhere in Colorado. Arizona's the tea out there.
And then you live in Arizona and nobody drinks it there. That's
Yeah,
why.
they're like, what is Arizona tea?
Yeah, serious.
And we also have Bob Marley's Mellow Mood, that melatonin tea.
Yeah. Mellow mood.
Mellow Mood. You got some finesse stuff going on there, man.
Oh, dude, yeah. So you know that cactus Chanel stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just tied a marabou tail in there, cactus Chanel, and then I'm running some of this. It's actually Corte de Leon, what they call it, but I'm not going to act like I'm the fly guy, you know.
Yeah.
So I just bought something that looked cool at Fly South. I'm like forced to use it, you know, because it looked
Right.
the day that I bought it. So yeah, I had that cactus Chanel, and then I palmered the cactus Chanel for, and then yeah, for that.
Look at you go. See, that's something I tell people all the time. It's sometimes I could talk and tie, but when you're in there's certain sections when you're tying where it's like I want to talk, but I'm concentrated. So you kind of just sit there in silence while you're trying to figure out how to do a particular thing here.
Yeah, I kind of ran my material too far forward, and I wanted to spin this off to give it a little bit of a fin, be able to push some water a little bit, but
Yeah.
I ran my. That's not going to happen.
Where did you catch that bass at?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh, Peabody, dude. That pond that we went to on that
That
windy.
was at Peabody?
Yeah.
Nice.
That pond that we went to when it was windy.
Yeah. Yep, I remember.
Yes, sir.
That was fun.
It was fun, man.
Yeah, first trip out to Peabody.
You got your stamp, didn't you?
Huh?
You got your stamp, didn't you?
My stamp.
Your Peabody access.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, we'll have to go back out there, dude. Whenever it's not,
Yeah.
The luck of the weather that we have whenever we're fishing. Hopefully,
Except last time. Last time it was pretty nice.
time was pretty nice, but that was quick, dude. I hate working like you, because
Yeah.
it's very not so much time to fish.
Mine's usually afterwards.
Yeah.
Now, what are you doing there? You're brushing on, is that wax? Glue?
No. So whenever I wrapped the saddle around that cactus chenille, it likes to bury it up under the saddle.
Uh-huh.
Coming through and picking out what was wrapped under the saddle, ribbed it with.
Okay.
But the reason why it's important to use the saddle in here is because the cactus chenille will push back very easily. But whenever you rib it like this and you have all of the saddle sticking up, it's going to create pretty much like a pushing wall, and it's not really going to allow that cactus chenille to lay down easily as it normally would if it was in there by itself. So you'll still get the action of it swimming because you can still see the cactus chenille in between the saddle, but it's going to have more support so it doesn't just lay back on itself right away, It has like more backbone to it. I don't know how well you can see this thing here.
Oh, that looks good, man. That looks good.
So if I were going crappie fishing, man, this is what I would throw on. I've got some weight in there. It's going to get down a little bit. After you get out there and slap it in the water a couple times, it's going to get all the air out of all the fibers in there. And it's really going to absorb and be able to sink. That's what I would throw. I'd tie this up in maybe chartreuse, maybe olive, and white. And I'd tie
Nice.
them because, you go out there and you always lose a fly. Always.
Yeah.
Always.
Always.
Yeah. So that would be a crappie fly for me. That would be what I was going with.
All right.
Let's see. We got any other suggestions on species people fish for?
Not yet.
Hey.
Let's see. While I'm looking through my hooks, if somebody picks one before I find the hook that I'm looking for, I'll go with their suggestion. But I did like that grub,
Yes.
but I lost it. So I may have to tie myself up a new one. I also lost a stonefly too, so I lost both those flies I was using that day.
Did you?
Yeah. Of course I did. Of course I did.
See, man, that's why I fish like I do, honestly. It's just you've got easy break off points,
Yeah.
And if you're hooked and snagged, like unless you're snagged on the top hook, which is very rare, maybe the water's muddy, a log or a stick up under the water and you get snagged on your top hook, then you're kind of screwed up to however. You got a strike indicator wherever your next break. But with your bottom fly, if you run 6X or 5X, depending on what the water that you're fishing, you could even go as simple as buying 4-pound fluorocarbon and run it at all the way. But as long as you go from whatever your little your major, your stud, or whatever you're using on your bottom surface of the water, fly, and you run 5X, 6X from there to the shank or the eye of whatever your second nymph is going to be, your emerger, right? Something that's moving up the water column. And then you have from your emerger to your strike indicator a step up. So if you're and it's 6x below, you run 5x above. So that way, if you get snapped and your fly's truly not too deep, you have a breaking point. So you're keeping your emerger, but you're losing your later snap, right?
Yeah.
That's why I like to fish like that. You can as far as, okay, well, you can spend more time on your emergers than you do your bottom, right?
Right. Oh, and it totally makes sense.
Right.
Totally makes sense. All right. So I'm going to be tying this grub
Okay.
a lot smaller than the last grub I had because I either have really small hooks or really large hooks.
Have you bought any material, or are you still running off of what I got you?
I've used. I mean, I've bought a couple things, but most of it's just what you gave me some. This other customer of mine came in. Super awesome guy. He came in and he doesn't fly fish or tie flies himself, but his father did.
Yeah.
His father passed away, and I was talking about fly fishing, and he's like, "Do you tie flies?" I was like, "I just recently got into tying flies, actually."
Yeah.
He's like, "Okay, well, I'll be back." I was like, "Okay, whatever that means." So he leaves, and he comes back with a box full of tools and fly tying material. I'm like,
No.
"Oh, that's really cool, man. How much do you think it's worth?" He's like, "I don't know." I'm like, "Oh, well, that's some pretty cool stuff, man." And he's like, "Well, it's yours." I was like, "What?"
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "It's yours." I was like, "I can't do that, man." He's like, "All right, well, if you want to pay me, just tie me a fly."
Hey, there
I
you
was
go.
like, "All right, cool." So I tied him a fly while he was hanging tight, and
Did you
so,
bust
yeah, that's
out of the
super
box
nice.
or what?
Huh?
Did you bust some material out of the box he gave you?
Yeah, everything I tied. I just tied a simple Clouser minnow because he doesn't fly fish. So
Yeah. So whatever. Hook it up.
yeah, so I was like, all right, well, Clouser minnow, we're gonna make it nice and pretty, tie it up, and you'll be good to go. But no, I saw on here, Ted.
Hey, man.
I'm also looking forward to Monday.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't think I told you, Jesse.
What?
Maybe I did. Okay, so yeah, so Off the Hook Outdoors and myself, we're planning on having a weekly series. There's going to be, other channels on there as well.
Right.
But we just kind of want to sit and chat and, talk to the community about tips and tricks and, just informing people, or not necessarily informing, but just talking about, I guess the more how-tos of fishing behind the scenes, if you will.
Yeah.
I think it'd be a really cool way to, for instance, summer fishing. A lot of people just don't know what they're doing wrong. So I think we're gonna have a weekly series where we just kind of, we just chat, try to help each other out. It's gonna be a whole lot of fun.
Yeah.
I know Ted's gonna have more. I think we're doing it on Ted's channel on Monday.
Okay.
But it's gonna be a ton of fun. You guys definitely want to check that out. Ted's a really cool guy, and listening to him talk, he definitely knows what he's talking about. So I'm excited to. I always like when people know, certain things. I don't like just teaching. I like learning too. So I think him and I will definitely vibe really well.
You got to learn something every once, right?
Yeah, definitely. And then I don't know if I told you. I know I didn't tell Ted. I don't think I told you either, Jesse.
Yeah.
But Rick, he wants to sit down with me and have a live on here. I know he's going out Monday because he's fly fishing with somebody from ESPN, and we're going to be interviewing him. I don't know if you know that he has a spot on ESPN, the Silky 102.5 or something like that.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah, he's on there. So him and we're going to talk some more fly fishing as well. There's somebody at work who wants to just talk about different ways to cook fish.
Okay.
So I mean, there's a lot of good people out there who they really enjoy teaching others. And Rick said it perfectly. He's like, when somebody passes away, it's the same. It's the equivalent of a library burning down.
You're right.
because all that knowledge goes away with the person, and there's just so much that people can learn from others that to me that's just exciting. To me, it's not like haha I know more than you. It's like it's exciting when you give somebody advice, they take that advice and they have success with it. You know, to me it's just as exciting seeing other people catch fish as it is for me to catch fish.
Well, dude, it's so cool to be able to do that. And one thing that I really find cool about it is being able to do it remotely. You know, you've got these people messaging you or texting you and saying, "Hey, man, I see what you're doing here. You know, I've been trying to get into it a little while. I see that you're able to do this. You know, where are you fishing at, or what kind of water are you fishing, or what flies are you using?
Yeah,
What time of the day are you going?" You know, and you just give them some advice. And I mean, shoot, sometimes I'm in the middle of work driving down the road and I'll still be busting down a text message to help somebody out because I know they're headed down to some water, right? But
yeah,
it's so satisfying to get that text message or that phone call and they're like, "Dude, you would not believe, you know, I got the 24-inch rainbow trout." And you're like, "Dude,
yeah.
so when are
It's
we?"
like it's honestly it's amazing, dude. It's yeah, and I know you could vouch for me. I've been fishing with people, you know, and if you're catching around them, they're getting upset. Um, I'm not one of those people. I get just as I sometimes I get more excited about somebody catching a fish than the person catching the
I
fish.
don't have
You
had
know, it's
yeah,
I absolutely love seeing people catch fish. It doesn't bother me a lick. Um,
that's funny. You didn't hear me.
yeah,
But I don't know, man. We've had some long days.
yeah. But I mean, I'm always like, man, that's a good one. That's a good one, and I'm not even the one catching it.
Hey, extra net man. It's always
Yeah,
someone that's as hyped as you are to go out and do it.
yeah, and that's how you get invited places. It's
Right.
you gotta get excited too.
Yeah, for sure. Even though
Um,
you're not doing so good for the day or for the week or for the month or however long your spell is, right?
yeah,
So,
yeah,
man,
no kidding. But no, it's pretty cool. It's especially kids, man.
rewarding.
Kids. It's I mean, obviously, you know, with where I work, I see a lot of kids who are trying to learn how to fish.
Oh yeah.
And when they're asking me questions, I'm giving them answers. You know, they'll come in and they'll be like, "Hey, you're the guy who you know, who helped me out last time, and I caught this fish." And they show me the picture, and they're so excited about it. And I'm like, "Man, that's what's up.
It almost makes
That's
it
cool."
like, yes, I've got you, come back for more information.
Yeah, when I tell them, I'm like, "I'll print it off. You want me to put it on my bragging board? I got a really nice bragging board over there, and I want to put your picture all over it."
Right.
But you
Right.
can't just say that for kids.
Yeah.
But I just get excited when other people are having success.
It's a good time. Fishing is
Yeah,
not going out and getting fish. I mean, fishing is about whatever you want fishing to be out for you.
yeah, you get out of it what you put into it.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, some people go out to spend time with the family. Some people go out to get escape and spend alone time. Some people do.
yes,
Everything's different. Everybody goes fishing for a different reason. Some people go out and fish to feed their family for the night. Like there
yeah. Well, and some people do it to avoid their family, so it kind of goes one of two ways.
you are, right?
Um, but I mean, there's so many worse things somebody could be doing in the world than fishing.
I
And
know.
you know, there's a lot of people who fish for therapeutic reasons, and that to me is just. I'm about to get super hippie here, but that's such a beautiful thing, you know, when
Yeah,
people they're the happiest thing they have in their life is this hobby. And for me, it's like, okay, that hobby happens to be fishing. So it's even more exciting when somebody's like, yeah, fishing is what, you know, allows me to wake up at night and I love it. And
wake up at night, my guy.
yeah,
You
I don't know. It's crazy. You know, there's a lot of, just a lot of cool people in the fishing community and a lot of, you know, a lot to learn about fish. Even though we know a whole lot, there's always so much more to learn.
and everybody wants to say, fly fishermen act like they're way better than everybody else, and some people, some fly fishermen, everybody else. But my thing is when it comes down to it, whenever I was a conventional fisherman, You can go as far as knowing, okay, when spawning hour, when is a good time for today, what lures are working in the water now. But whenever
Yeah.
fly fishing, you can have a box of fly. At this point, you are the action of what you need to fly.
Yeah.
So it comes down to knowing what bait fish are right. You got to
Right.
match that. On top of that, you're fishing for, right? So you got to kind of really know, if not, you're gonna have a good day. I feel like fly fishing, the more you put into it, the more you get out of it.
It's certainly rewarding.
Whenever I was a conventional fisherman, I was finding good baits and I was going out and hucking them and just catching freaking donkey bass in the hole, every other weekend, going to the same spot, same lures, same time of the year, right?
Yeah.
And fly fishing, I feel like you get a little as far as what you're doing. For me,
Yeah. I've been fishing my whole life, but I'm actually quite new at fly fishing.
yeah,
In retrospect of everything else. And fly fishing, to me, it taught me a lot about conventional fishing too.
right,
Like I never really considered, okay, what is actually in this water?
yes,
What are the fish thinking when they, look at this thing? And in fly fishing, it's like, man, you're in the water. You're looking at the bugs swimming in the water. You're thinking about their life cycle, the temperature of the water. You're thinking about all this stuff that I just never even thought of when I was doing conventional fishing. Again, not to say fly fishing is better, but to me, there was a lot to learn, and it was exciting to me. I love learning.
well, dude, and you never stop learning. There's always something to learn, and that applies to everything. Always something
Yeah,
to anybody. You just have to be open and ask the right questions.
exactly.
If you're eager to learn, shoot, somebody like Rick or any of the other people that have the same mindset of sharing information, so that way success goes on for forever.
Yeah, well, and there's so much to learn and so much to teach. And humans, we're learning all the time, and I think the smartest people out there are the ones that know that they don't know everything.
Right.
And they're the ones that aren't afraid to ask questions. And so a lot of this, to me, it's like, yeah, it's gonna be a lot of teaching and a lot of talking, but it's also, I know I'm gonna be learning some things that I never thought of before.
Right.
It's just gonna be a blast. I'm excited.
Yes. It's a good time. It's always a good time.
It is.
No matter what you're doing, as long as you're doing it in good spirits, it's just a good time.
Yeah, completely agree. Time to cut up some rubber glove.
Ooh.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah. Just another little crappie deal here, man. Running a little tiny bait fish, little cruise.
You what?
I'm just tying up another little crop fly here, just a little bait fish, a little craft for bait fish.
Well, Jesse, you asked, and I done did it
I
officially.
asked.
You asked if I ever messed up cutting a glove, and now I officially did.
Oh man, you go bragging about stuff.
Right?
Like
That's
nah,
what I. Oop, oop. That's what I get.
I've been so good every time.
You've been what?
You've been so good every time
Until this time, but it's because I'm using scissors. I'm not doing my usual method because I'm at my desk and I
yeah,
didn't cut it ahead of time. We'll see. We'll just do it better the next time.
you just learn, right?
Yeah. You either learn or you don't.
You either learn or you think you know everything and you still end up
There we go. Very nice and we're pretty good. There we go. It's really fit cut, but It'll be an even cut. There we go. So what I do is I just imagine, I'm making a rubber band out of a glove. So I just cut one small piece off of there, and then I cut it at an angle
Yep. You
on
can
one spot just to make it easier to tie on. So now I've got this point here, which is what I'm going to tie onto the hook.
Okay. And then you twist it up.
Yep. Twist it right around.
So maybe you should try throwing in some. You have wire, small wire.
Oh, I've already put. Oh, you're talking after the glove?
No, like tie this in at the same time you tie the glove in. So whenever you wrap the glove around, you can come back with some wire like this for ribbing to really lock it in and make it look like it's got that bulging grub body to it.
Oh, I see. So I tie some like chartreuse. What did I tie in here? Chartreuse. It's not dubbing. It's like, what is this called again? Chanel. There it is. Chartreuse Chanel under it.
Hey, that's Cactus Chanel.
Yeah. So I tie that underneath so that it has a nice green color underneath it. Kind of like, grubs when you look really close. They're quite green. They look white, but they're like a very, very pale green. So I tie that pale green underneath the gloves. That way, when I'm wrapping, that green's going to come out, and then I have 3 pieces of some tan and light brown thread that I also tied hanging off the bottom. It's not on the spool or anything. It's just loose pieces of thread.
Okay.
And I use that to wrap around the body, kind of like a rib, just to add texture and color, not bulk.
Okay, not to make it pop.
Yeah, so I haven't thought about using wire. It's a good idea. I just haven't thought of it.
If you use wire, you can really give it a good tug instead of like using thread and it is. You can give it a good tug to really cut down into that rubber and it'll make it bulge so it's those individual segments.
Oh yeah. That makes sense.
Right?
That way you can get I guess somewhat of a tight wrap.
Yes.
And separate each part.
Yeah. And give it the split different, like it's.
But I do something kind of similar, I guess, with this.
What was that?
I do something kind of similar with the thread that I tie off the back.
Yeah.
But it doesn't cut into the silicone.
Yeah.
So it's a colored segment. It's not what do they call it? Beveled segments.
Right.
Which I think the beveled segments would look really, really nice on there.
Yes, but you don't want to go too hard with it, right? Because then you'll actually start cutting your glove.
Yeah. Well, then it's.
You done that? You strong arm yet? Busted something?
Oh yeah, I do that on my thread all the time.
Yeah. What are you tying with? Do you see the number?
Yeah, it's all of mine is like 210. Oh no, I'm sorry. This one is 140.
140. Okay, that's all right.
Yeah. Well, I also haven't torn this one off.
That's okay, but I'm tying with 70 right.
70, huh?
Yeah, but usually whenever I'm tying anything like with the 100D, the GO1 Vivis, it's gel spun. ESP. It's good stuff.
Okay.
Whenever you're like tying and spinning deer hair, give it a good tug to get it to splay out and flare and actually spin. If you go too hard, that thread will actually cut through the deer hair, man.
No way.
Yeah, it's a little crazy.
That sounds crazy. Does sound crazy.
Yes, crazy.
I think I'm going to do something a little bit different here with the legs, I guess, if you will.
Okay.
I'm going to grab.
Whenever you tie, you can just look at it and be like, you know what? This thing needs something right here, right?
Yeah, this is what this needs.
Yeah. And you know what? You totally might be messing that fly up and going off of your pattern. Guess what? You were happy.
Yeah, in the moment, it seemed like a good idea. And you know what? I'm sticking with it. It was a good idea.
Yeah, and then if it wasn't a good idea and you end up messing something up, then you just realize, right? Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe blame somebody else in your head, but admit to yourself at the same time that, no, this was you.
Yep.
Yep. It's the mental battle.
You just
I don't know.
it, all right, man. The best thing about flying, you don't know what you did with your tools, and then they're material the whole time.
Are you also looking for something in particular?
Ah, dude, I just found my scissors, but I sure was.
Oh, yeah, I'm looking for a particular feather that I just like the colors of.
Yeah, there's feathers. Sometimes you definitely have to be picky with those ones.
Yeah,
Hey, man, here in about like 5 to 10 minutes, I can go lay my kids to bed, but I'll be back.
cool. Yeah, just let me know. I don't know how much longer we'll be going anywho, but if I'm still here, I'll go ahead and have you hop on in. And
Oh man,
you what?
said it takes me like 10 minutes to lay down, not even.
That's it?
Yeah, it'll be quick.
Nice.
Just lay it loves you know. Tell them I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, my son and I have a tradition of we don't. This is gonna sound like bad, but we don't do your typical "I love yous."
Yeah,
We bark at each other.
bet it's a
Yeah,
bluey.
so I'll tuck him in and I'll be like woof woof, and he'll be like woof woof.
We go.
Yeah,
Tomorrow.
yeah, exactly. That way, even if I'm upset with him, I'll never go to bed without telling him woof woof.
Man, these are a little touchy every time you do it, man. Remember
Okay, so what are you doing there?
that video I made when I looked like half dead out of bed, fresh in the
Yeah, that's the dubbing loop, right?
yeah. So that's what I did here. I just did a dubbing loop with some chartreuse craft for the body, and then I tied in two of those grizzly hackles
Yeah.
for the side to give it a little kick, maybe a color transfer. Tied off another one of those dubbing loops, and I put the white out here in a second and fit it out for the head.
Okay. Yeah. Changed my mind. Changed my mind. I keep trying to separate the fibers on this particular feather because I love the colors on it.
Yeah,
But every time I go to separate it and then I'm going to go tie it on the flies, I just remarry the fly or the feather.
yeah, yep.
Yeah, so I'm like, now let's go with something else.
Yeah, sometimes you just gotta change a game plan.
Yeah. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do some grizzly saddle hackle instead.
There you go. Never go wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
Neat, man. That's a cool thing. If you're you could just do whatever you want.
Yeah, well, and this is also it's a small hook anyway, so it's probably in my best interest to go with the grizzly
Fair enough. See?
saddle hackle anyways, because I can get much thinner hackle material out of this.
This is when you start making sense of your fly tying decisions.
Yes. I'm growing, I'm evolving.
Yeah, so if you ever do one of these dubbing loops, man, whenever you get to twisting it onto your hook, I have a rotary vise, so it makes it a lot easier, right?
Yeah.
But you get to twisting it, you want to make sure that you like brush out of the that are being created in there? Because if not, you'll just end up wrapper. You want to stroke it backwards, facing backwards as you palmer it onto your hook. You know,
I see.
do you see? Because I know my
Yeah, no. So you're twisting it on there, and then also like rubbing it back so it's going in the right direction,
back.
and then you twist over it to like tie it down into place.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that makes sense.
I've been
See, the
tying.
problem I always had is not always. I've only tried it like twice, and then I got frustrated and gave up.
Okay.
Is starting the dubbing loop because I'll separate my thread. I'll put the material in there. I'll start twisting it. It's going all good, and then I'll go to wrap it, and it just completely falls apart.
So, did you watch that video on YouTube, or is that what
I did not.
okay?
I don't think I did.
Did I tell you that? Did I tell you to separate?
You sent me a video of you doing it.
I separated my thread.
Oh no, not the separating the thread part. No. I usually use the is it the what is that, the bodkin?
Okay.
I usually use the bodkin to kind of poke it between the thread, and it separates it pretty nicely actually.
Yeah, to be able to separate it out.
Yeah, because I separate it just fine. I put the material in there right. I think what I'm doing wrong is how I'm twisting it on there.
So I was having some troubles whenever I was separating my thread as well. Fuck. Sorry. Excuse my language. I just broke.
Oh, you broke off of there?
Yeah. Right as soon as I got my whole dubbing loop tied in.
Oh,
Yeah.
see, I haven't had that yet, so that's cool.
And excuse me.
Hey, pause for a second and look at my child.
Yeah, I know. What's up, Riku? How's it going, dude?
Look at these faces he made.
How's it going, Riku? How are you doing? I'm Monty.
That's
Remember
my
when
boy.
car? And he gave me a nickname.
What was the nickname again?
Monty.
Monty?
Yeah, Monty.
Huh. Yeah, that sounds like something he'd call you.
Yep, Monty.
Yeah, he calls my brother Uncle Salsa.
Yeah.
And he calls one of my best friends Taco.
Okay.
Don't know where he got either one of those.
Well, you know, they gotta have a little magic.
Awesome, Ted. Sounds good, man. We'll chat some more this weekend once I get all that info. We'll have a game plan ready, but thanks for stopping in, man. I really appreciate it. All right. Now I think we're both in a focus phase.
Yeah, I busted my thread off, and I'm trying to figure out how to make this work without way overdoing my thread dam here at the head.
Yeah. That's the other beauty of using this glove here is towards the end, no matter how much material I'm putting on there, most of it's getting covered up by a glove anyways.
Really? No.
I made a goof too.
Did you?
Yeah, when I was wrapping the glove back, I didn't see that the glove actually went over the eye of the hook.
Oh, it got
Yeah,
you.
so I just peeled it off of there. Good.
You could always do what I just now did, man. I've got an old crappy bodkin that's like super mangled at this point. I don't know how well you can see it.
Yeah, I
But
see that.
I'll just heat it up and I'll get the end of it hot. And while it's still hot, I'll just take that and shove it through the eye of my hook so that way it like melts it perfectly, you know, craft fur that's poking out. Right.
Yeah, I might do that right at the end. Because realistically, with it being a nymph, it's going to have some pretty small line on it anyways that should feed through the eyes.
Yes.
But it'd still be good to have that tied off pretty well.
Yeehaw. It's bedtime, man. Let me go take care of these kids.
Good deal.
Yeah, I'll be back. Give me a couple
Sounds
minutes.
good. I'll be here.
All right, sounds good.
Cool, cool. Well, he will be back. He's tucking the kiddos in for bed. Apparently, it only takes him like 10 minutes. Must be nice. It takes us some time to get our little one into bed, but half of that's our fault. You know, I used to bartend, so I'm used to late nights. So he's been kind of used to late nights, but he starts school soon, so we're gonna have to get him in the habit of going to bed earlier. Right. So far, things are going pretty nice here. I'm gonna see if I know the two flies that I'm tying. I'm gonna be giving away. I'm not sure if Jesse plans on keeping his or he's doing them as a giveaway as well. But as soon as I'm done tying this and he hops back on, I'll ask him what he wants to do. And if he's game for doing him as a giveaway, we will go into picking out a winner. But again, definitely appreciate you guys hopping in. It's only the second live I've ever done. It's kind of a spur of the moment thing. So wasn't entirely planned out until last night. So a lot of this is improvised, unscripted, if you will. Sasquatch unscripted, fishing after dark, whatever you want to call it. All right. Well, for whoever else is in here, this second fly that I'm tying is just about done. Is there any other fly recommendations that you guys would like to see? Maybe have something you'd like for Jesse to tie up. This dude definitely knows. He knows what he's doing. He ties some really good flies. And I actually don't even honestly know who else on here really fly fishes. I know Rocco does. Native Wildman, I believe he does as well. I don't know how often, but I know on his YouTube channel page, there's a picture of a hand-tied fly on there, so I'd assume he fly fishes at least occasionally. So a few people I know that do it. All I know is to me it's absolutely addicting.
Yo, Chris, can you hear me?
Yes, let me. There you are. What's up?
I am back, my guy.
Cool. Just in time too. I am tying off this grub, and then doing a few final touches on it. This is definitely one of the smallest flies I've ever tied.
Really? Look at you pushing stuff.
Huh?
I said, look at you pushing your limits and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, shoot, I've been wanting to tie some really small dries.
Yeah, but let's be real, Chris. Are you a dry fly fisher?
Yeah.
Really? Or are you
Yeah, dude.
fisherman?
But most of the time it's foam.
Yeah.
So I'm not your traditional dry guy, but
Definitely not. You know, man, I would be surprised if we're out fishing and you ever see me put a dry fly on. I'm not saying that I'm too good to fish flies. I'm just saying I don't have enough for all that, to be honest.
well, and you've seen my vision is like I can't see.
You've got me, man.
Huh?
But that's why you've got me, man.
Yeah, I'm like Jesse. You're my eyes.
Yes, the deadly duo.
Yeah, I mean it's worked.
Dude, it's getting hot, man. We need to go back out for Gar. I'm not even playing with you.
Well, it's supposed to get even hotter this weekend.
What are you doing then?
I work all weekend.
Don't tell me that.
Yeah. I do.
Well, like when don't you work then?
Let me see. I'm off Monday, but Monday is well, two things. My son has something for school that he's going to on Monday, and then Ted and I are doing our live on Monday as well.
So what about like August 6th and 7th and 8th?
Oh yes.
You working those days or?
I don't think I have my schedule out that far.
Did I put you on the spot?
No, because I've got these in.
Ah, dang it.
Yes. So we're good. That's also why the boy wasn't really responding when you were talking directly to him. He
You
couldn't hear you.
muted, man.
Huh?
I said you had me muted.
No. I've got headphones in.
Hear me right. Check this out, man. This is just that little craft for a little bait fish I just tied up. I threw a little.
Ooh, I like that.
There it is.
I do fancy that.
Okay. Hey, Chris, I'm headed out. Yep, I'll hook. So,
Huh?
dude, we're gonna hook up a bunch of crappie flies. Is that what's happening, man?
Hook up a bunch of crappie flies?
Yeah, I mean that's what we got going on here, huh?
That's what you got.
Wet fly for panfish, maybe crappie. That's a that. Is there any other species
No,
to tie up some flies for?
that was it. Got the itty bitty grub
The grub.
tied up. Yeah,
Hey,
see, I use thread for the segments.
yes, for the ribbing.
Yeah,
There you
but I
go.
could definitely see wire would be a little more, um, what's the word I'm looking for? Help me.
Sufficient.
Precise.
Okay,
Precise.
very nice.
A little more control. And I think if I
Feel
had a
like
rotary vise, I think my game would step up quite a bit.
you know,
Wishful thinking, honestly.
there's still a lot of things you got to take into factor, right? Like you can't just use material because then you make it start like facing the wrong direction and stuff. So a
Yeah.
free vise is nice, but you still pay the same amount of attention and take the same amount of time to get the job done as you would if you didn't have a rotary vise.
Yeah.
So it is nice for sure, but definitely not a necessity.
No, it's definitely not. I would like one.
Yeah, this is the one to go with. I was sold on it from Mackenzie and still got it.
Yeah. That is the peak rotary.
Yes, sir. Sure is.
Which is a nice one. Cool. So while that dries, I'll just show again. The first fly I tied up, which was that pink and red, and I threw a little chartreuse surprise in there by mistake, but there it is. And then this grub, again, that's still drying, but I just showed you guys that one.
There you go. They're looking good.
Yeah, that they are. Now for these flies, I think I'm going to tie a couple more in the future. I think tonight, this may be, let's see, trying to think if I should tie some more or not. Because I got to get my kiddo to bed here pretty soon as well.
Yes.
But it looks like people are dipping out. Anywho, it looks like it's Yumi and I think Carl, chilling Indiana Carl.
Yes.
That's a comfy looking chair.
Dude, where did it come from? Did it come from mom and dad? Yeah, this thing was in their house. And so I'm chilling like an old man in my loafers, you know.
I can hear the rocking, man.
It creaks like, you know, a chair. It's good business.
Yeah, that's the kind of chair you put in your front yard, and you're like, get out of my yard.
Yeah, not in Kentucky or Tennessee, man. It's too humid out here. You would ruin your career at that point.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yes.
Well, you couldn't really do it in Colorado either. It'd be absolutely covered in snow.
You were right. Certain seasons.
Yeah.
Pick and choose your battles, right?
For sure. You could only yell at your kids for getting on your yard sometimes.
I know, right? So you remember how
Cool.
sometimes it's just hard to keep your desk clean.
Yeah,
Totally,
it is.
you know.
I'm already done cleaning mine, actually. I didn't make a big mess like I usually do.
There you go.
Yeah.
We got my phone
But
on.
my floor is a mess. That's for sure.
We don't even talk about that. Megan's laughing in the background.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah, I have a hard step up for sure.
Yeah. Well, shoot. You know what I think we should do?
What do you think we should do, man?
So I think these 2 flies that we tied up,
Yep.
I'm going to tie some more, again, in the future. It's up to you if you want to as well. And I'm also going to announce now and in my next video that I'm also giving away a fly outfit. So a new fly rod, completely fully loaded. Probably post details on how people can win that in the next one. But for anybody that's in the live now, I'm going to have like a code word that you guys will have to type into the comment section. And Jesse, feel free to mention that on our Facebook page too.
Yes, sir.
Anybody there is able to enter.
Okay.
We'll just be giving that out. It's not going to be anything crazy expensive, but I mean, that's one less thing if you want to get into fly rod fishing. It's one less thing you have to buy. So.
Well, yeah, definitely. It's definitely nice to have a little bit of interest and be able to get the one up on be able to get a rod and a whole setup, man. It's a hard thing to get into, and once you get into it, it seems like it's very expensive, and you might run into dead ends of not catching fish or, you know, just having a hard time, right? But if you reach out and you reach out to your community and you look for people who are willing to share a little bit of information, you know, you'll end up doing pretty good. I definitely started from a couple Facebook direct messages and some YouTube videos, you know, and
Yeah.
5 years into fly fishing and coming up on a year of tying, and it's working out.
Yeah. No, that's pretty cool. So, Carl, I still see you're in the chat. So just watch on my next video. That's perfect. I have never fly fished. That's perfect, man. So definitely enter the drawing, if you will. And do we want to pick a code? Give people who are in the chat like a sneak, like I guess an advancement on entering.
Hey, there you go. What's your code?
Well, I kind of dig that shirt you got on there. Go wild.
Oh man, there's a story behind this shirt, dude. There's a
Oh,
story
let's hear it.
behind this shirt. Yeah, so there's actually an app that you can get on your phone called Go Wild. It's for you to be able to connect with people, not necessarily only in your area, but with people that do what you enjoy. And it's based around outdoor activities, so it's not strictly outdoor activities. They'll do everything to like cooking and catching. You know, they'll do camping setups. But it's for you to get on and you like make your own kind of portfolio, and you get to follow these activities that you enjoy doing outside, and you get to see new gear that they're coming out with, just a bunch of things. You know, people post, and some of them might be in your area locally, and you get to see what their personal best fish was. You know, and it's like Fish Brain, except like to the extreme for everybody, and hiking trails and rock climbing, you know, and mountain biking, whatever, anything that you can think of outside. You can get on and interact with other people, and you get to be able to progress through your portfolio. And I mean, you get so many people to get on under your link, then they start sending you. You get like a pack of stickers and stuff like that. Well, they were doing this
Stickers.
for a bass tournament, and it was during COVID, so they were doing it virtually. And they had this logo that you had to print out to be part of this tournament, and it was weekly, and they did it for 5 weeks, I think it was. And it was the longest length was one of the prizes, and then other prize was overall longest length for the whole week. So all of your fish added up over the whole week. So you have
Wow.
a picture with a legitimate ruler and with the logo that you had printed off with these fish that you were catching, and you submitted them into this tournament. Well, I ended up catching this donkey that's on my desk, and I snapped a picture, I sent it in, and I ended up winning for the week. So they sent me the Plano, I think it was the 3500 chatterbait box series where they all set it perfectly neat with the drying strip in there and stuff. They sent me the shirt. They sent me another hat that says "Go Wild" on me. Go Wild on it. They had sent me a congratulation note. Maybe a handful of lures. Some stickers. You know, just like a pretty cool thing because they're not too far progressed as an application. You know, like not I don't think a lot of people know about that. There's a lot of activity on there, but honestly, I've never ran into anybody that actually has heard about it before. But it's cool, man. It's cool. So that's the story behind this shirt and that bass right there.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's pretty sweet.
right. So I mean, is that your code there? Go wild.
Um, it was going to be until you said that it was an app. I wouldn't want any sort of trouble for that.
Right. You sure are right.
But you know what I think is something that isn't already taken is Vault's fly cook.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, so Carl and us two, since Carl's the only one that's still left, we'll do in the comment section. They'll just put Vault's fly cook. Um, just anywhere in the comment, they could write something before or after. It doesn't really matter, but as long as they put Vault's fly cook on there, they're entered into the drawing. And I'll put everybody who's entered onto a wheel. The wheel's going to pick it, so it's fair for everybody. But whoever's picked on that wheel, they're going to win that outfit and all the flies that we tied tonight. And I'll probably throw an extra fly or two or several in there as well.
Yeah, said, I've got cups on cups on cups sitting here, so I can go through and whatever will pair up with a flyway. I got hoppers that I've tied. I've got dry flies. I've got mergers. I've got nymphs. I've got, small streamers. I've got flies just laying around here. So whatever will
Yeah,
live weight, I'll pack them up in one of these little cups and I'll get them to you, Chris, so that way you'd be able to throw them in.
set it all out. Yeah,
Yes.
it's going to be a 9'5" weight. Again, for I guess Carl, you don't fly fish, but it's going to be a fully loaded reel, so it's going to have backing fly line on there. It even has a leader on there, and with us providing you with some flies, all you need to do is tie up and get to fishing. At least
Yeah.
for pure basics. There's a little bit more that goes into fly fishing for that, but for just getting started, it's going to be a pretty good setup for whoever wins.
I'll
Um,
give it a one up, man. If whoever wins, obviously they're wanting to get into fly fishing, or maybe they've got a little bit of experience and have been using somebody's gear. But I'll even tie up the flies that I've got on how I would fish them, so that way you'd be able to just connect them to your leader. A way to spool them up on like an empty line spool or something. So that way you'd just be able to unreel them and just put them on
Full
your
rigs.
be able to fish, right?
Yeah.
So that way, and I'll explain, throw a hand note in there, whatever, right? This is how I've built it, and this is why, right? Maybe a
Yeah.
little casting, little tips in there, just to really help you get a head start, instead of getting things bombed on you and being like, okay, well, how do I cast, right? It gets a little wild.
Cool. Sweet. So it sounds like it's decided we're going to have a couple rigs from you, a couple of flies from you, a couple flies for me. We're getting that fly outfit. I have these stickers. Those are going to be coming to whoever wins as well. Shoot, and I guess I'm going to try to get a video posted this weekend. So, hey, there's a sticker right there.
Sticker, right?
Hey. So, Carl, you're kind of getting a sneak peek into this, but on the next video, I'm going to make the announcement that people have to write Volt's Fly Cook in the comment section to be entered into the drawing. So just watch for the video, hopefully coming out this weekend. But either way, it's going to be my very next video. I'm going to announce that, give people details on how they can, spin to win. And Carl, if you put on there that since you're here throughout, you've been here the entire live actually. So we'll put you in there twice if you comment once on Vault's Fly Cook. So that'll give you one extra entry. But I know I'm pretty excited. These lives are going to be awesome. Again, Monday. Jesse, if you're able to tune in, cool. If not, I get it. Carl, same deal. I'm going to be live with Ted on Off the Hook Outdoors. And I think he said a couple other people as well. I don't remember exactly which channels they were. There'll be more details on that, but you watch my videos. I know you do. you're a good supporter of mine. So that very next video will be where you'll want to enter. But Vault's Fly Cook, you watch Vault's video? Was it the Gar video? Is that the one you're talking about? Oh, I see. Or are you trying to get the extra the entry already? That's probably what it is. That way he won't have to worry about putting the comment on there. So, well, cool. This was fun. I think we ought to try to do this more often.
Yeah, for sure, man. We should.
Next time it won't be so short notice though, so we'll have a game plan.
Well, yeah, and we should try to look into maybe on the live we could start talking about what we had planned about working about our community and that thing we talked about.
You could talk about it because this will also post on YouTube. So if you want to give people a section to tune into for the community.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, Chris and I, we don't live too far away from each other, we kind of come from the same place, and for us to come out here to this area, it's a scarce fly fishing territory, and the species are different, and Chris and I are learning. I would say with Chris and his job, how eager I have been to talk to people that I meet on the water or at the fly shop or wherever it may be, we're trying to get some people together, So we've been thinking about maybe some events or some things that we can do maybe on the riverbank or maybe just directly in our community, meeting up somewhere at the park or having some sort of involvement and things for us to do to be able to help or get our foot in the door for people to start coming together, So we can look forward to something like that in the future of, actual meetups and maybe, I don't know, like I'm not going to say Chris and I are geniuses, but it's not like fly fishing is the thing out here, Everywhere I go fishing, you've got some little 10-year-old boy or even 40-year-old man saying, I've never even seen what you're doing there, What do you got going on? I've seen a movie with that one. A river runs through it, right?
Yeah.
But
well, we're from everybody fly fishes, and that's something I experienced too. When I first moved here, I was fly fishing, and people literally came up and they're like, "What are you doing?"
Yes.
I'm like, I'm fly fishing. So the community here, especially compared to what we're used to, there wasn't much of a fly fishing community. So to make a long story short, Vault's Fly Cook over here, he created a Facebook group, Southern Kentucky Fly Fishing / fly tying. So we'll post this on there as well. Probably we could tell them this time slot. But we want to plan on doing like a luncheon, a get together, maybe even just a meetup out on the water, so we can get to know each other as a community, grow together, get to meet each other. It'd be really cool. So that's something we want to plan in the future, but we'll get there. We'll get there. It's gonna be sweet, man.
Yes, working on it.
Yes.
Step at a time.
Yes. But, well, Jesse, I appreciate it. Carl, I appreciate you sticking it out through the entire thing, man. I'll shoot you, or I'll check out the email and I'll get back to you on the stickers and flies. And appreciate everybody who watched this too. It's going to be reposted on YouTube, so anybody who didn't get to watch it, they're going to be able to see it as well. So, but Jesse,
This was fun, man. I'm glad we were able to do it. I'll see
Yeah.
what I can up it on Monday. I'll be on call that night, but I could find a minute.
yeah, no pressure at all. Like I said, if you can't, I get it, but we'll figure out when we can do this again.
There we go. Well, look forward to it, man.
Later, bro.
All right. Peace.
All right, cool. That was Vault's Fly Cook. That's one of my best buddies out here. So you guys will hopefully see him a whole lot more on here, on the lives on my channel. He's the one that I did the Gar fly fishing trip with. Really, really, really cool guy. And he knows what he's talking about with fly fishing and fly tying. Even though he's new-ish at it. But he has obviously a lot of passion in it. So we'll definitely have him on the channel a whole lot more. But we're going to go ahead and call it for tonight, guys. Appreciate all of your support. And again, Carl, I'll email you back, my man. I will email you back, get that sticker out to you. But until next time, tight lines and keep on fishing.